Welcome and good morning. We are here live from the ESCMID Global here in Vienna, Austria. And you are watching us live here from the ESCMID Global TV station. My name is Judith Cohen, and I am very excited to kick off this 35th ESCMID Global Congress, formerly known as the ESCMID, today with well, maybe two of the most important people for this ESCMID Global Congress, namely the ESCMID Global Program Director, Professor Jacob Moran-Gilad. Warm welcome to you, Jacob.
Morning.
Great to see you back. And next to Jacob, we have Giulia De Angelis, also professor, who is now working her second year as the ESCMID Global Associate Program Director. So really great to have you on board again, Giulia, and have you here in our studio. Well, while we're kicking off this 35th ESCMID Global Congress, I think it will be really interesting for our viewers to, well, hear a little bit more about how you came to build this program. What are the new elements? What are some numbers, statistics? How many people? Is it getting bigger and bigger, or are we at a really great stable phase? Well, I think our viewers are really interested to hear more about it, and also to hear a little bit about your personal highlights or tips that you may give for people to start attending this Congress. First of all, Jacob, I believe this is the 5th year that you've been program director. How would you say it's been evolving for you?
Yeah, I mean, it has been an amazing period, and indeed it's the 5th time, but every time is something completely different. Although there are many repetitive elements in the Congress, but we constantly evolve, and every meeting has its uniqueness and special features. So this is really exciting. Yeah.
Could you care to share a little bit more about, because I know it's really important for ESCMID and ESCMID Global to work towards gender equality, to offer chances and possibilities to lower middle income countries. How is that being represented this year?
I think we did very well on this over the last years, but this year in particular. So with respect to gender balance, our program is, I would say, perfectly balanced. We have slightly over 50% female faculty members, both as chairs of sessions and invited speakers. Mm-hmm. So this is going very well, and we're very, very pleased with this result. And also with respect to geography, there are well over 60 countries represented amongst the faculty members of the Congress. We have around 150 countries represented with delegates. So it is truly a global meeting. And also with regards to what we define as underrepresented regions, such as low-resource countries and Eastern Europe, we made some very good progress on that respect. So at the moment, over 10% of our faculty come from those countries, and this is very encouraging, because last year we set 10% as a sort of a benchmark.
Oh, wow.
For that, and we worked very hard to achieve that. So I think we're very proud of that achievement. And also with regards to abstract submissions, close to 20% of the abstracts come from underrepresented regions. So again, this shows that our Congress has a very global reach.
Wow.
So we should be very happy with that.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of that, this is your 5th year, so that means you started off as program director when there was no live meeting due to the COVID pandemic. This is the 4th year that it's a hybrid Congress. Could you comment a little bit more on, is that still important to keep it hybrid, especially with respect to getting a global reach?
Yeah, so I think obviously the pandemic was a driver for creating online and hybrid approaches for congresses, but we can all see that the world is very dynamic, and there are different groups of participants who at different times may have more difficulties to travel abroad, either because of funding or other constraints. And we definitely would like to keep reaching out to everyone. So I think that maintaining this hybrid approach is actually very important, and we insist on having all the sessions broadcasted live and also available after the Congress as recorded sessions. I think it is a very good approach with respect to our global reach, and also being fair to colleagues who cannot travel.
Yeah. Do you see a shift in the balance of the number of people attending on-site and online? Does that change over the past couple of years, or is that too soon to say?
I think it sort of stabilized over the last 2-3 years, so no big change there. But we will have to wait and see what the future holds. But at the moment, we have very good registration and very good attendance here in Vienna, and the vast majority of registered people did register for on-site participation, which is great. It means that we will be welcoming a lot of people.
So, Giulia, about the content of the abstracts that were submitted to this year's ESCMID Global, can you care to touch on that? Were the topics similar to previous years, or?
We received this year also a very large number of abstracts, which was amazing, both as a regular call, but also during late breakers. And representations also of the as Jacob was saying, was important, so thus testifying also that the interest in sharing knowledge in such a big platform that ESCMID Global is representing now. Regarding the content, it was distributed very well and similar to previous years. We introduced some new changes in categories, especially to identify important topics like public health and vaccination that were treated differently. So some numbers slightly changed with respect to the past, but the interest in that was pretty good, and we have the majority or prevalence in submissions regarding some of the usual suspect categories like bacterial infections or antimicrobial resistance, but even the more niche topics were very well represented. So a lot on the table also for all the other categories in the program. So we are very, very happy in that.
Much to choose from. Much to choose from while putting the program together. I can understand. I can imagine that would be quite daunting.
Yeah.
So when we look at some new formats this year, Jacob, because, well, to me, looking from the sideline, it seems like every year there's a new thing being introduced. Usually it becomes very popular. This year there were a number of new formats, I understand. For example, there is the Education Friday and the Pipeline Monday, so dedicated days. Do you care to talk a little bit about that? What drove the program committee to put in these days or dedicate these days?
Yeah, so indeed we try to develop new formats and keep things as dynamic as possible. I think this year marks a major or even a strategic change in the way the Congress is built. So from the point of view of ESCMID as a society and also the program committee of ESCMID Global, there is a recognition for the importance of education. So as part of the Congress, we are not only providing groundbreaking science and interaction, but also a sort of a core curriculum of microbiology and infectious disease education. And the Education Friday is one of the mechanisms to do that. And this means an extension of the duration of the Congress by a full day. And this is why it's a strategic change. So we are starting on the Friday, and we already had a very good turnout on the Friday. So I think we're very...
So people are willing to spend an extra full day.
Yes, because many people need this education, either trainees or even more senior people who seek continuing medical education. So it's important for many of our delegates. And it's not that education is not there throughout the Congress, but having this focus on the Friday allows really a different approach. And also we included some special formats. Giulia can elaborate more on those. And the Pipeline Monday is completely different. And the Pipeline Monday is meant to look at an unmet need that came from many of our stakeholders and attendees, and that is the R&D pipeline, which is a big challenge in the field of infectious
And that's because
diseases.
you have everyone together here, the researchers, the academics, the product developers.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a melting pot of academia, the healthcare sector, industry, policymakers. So having everyone under the same roof can facilitate this crosstalk, and we came up with this dedicated track that runs on the Monday. It's actually 2 parallel tracks that day. It goes in parallel to everything else, so people can still choose, but we introduced some also new session formats during the Pipeline Monday, so I really look forward to seeing how it's going to go. Yeah, but I'm sure it will be a success.
Yeah, so Giulia, what were the other new formats Jacob was touching on?
You mean the mobile lab?
Maybe?
Yeah. Well, this is an exciting news this year. So there will be a track, a real lab close to the Congress, where sessions will be organized focused on microscopy and especially focused on blood and fecal parasitology. So I'm sure that most of participants will appreciate that. Yeah.
Because not everyone works in a lab. I mean, we may think that, but there's so much more to it, especially because there's also the infectious disease doctors who may...
but really even microbiologists in the lab can profit of that, because it's a real, old but very, very important expertise. That
is it a skills lab, or do they get to practice, or is it more educational?
Yeah, it's a hands-on lab, and this is part of our effort to try and bring also some real-life hands-on experiences and not only theoretical education. So it's super cool. People will actually...
Do people need to register to enter the lab?
Yes, absolutely. They need, because the space is quite small, and the number of positions are short, especially to enhance participation and learning. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I also understood that the ESCMID Global app that people use to look up their programs or put their programs together also has some really cool new features this year. Who would like to tell us, or to our viewers, a little bit more about that?
Yeah, maybe I can
Yeah.
start.
This is
Yeah, so the app is also improving, and we have, first of all, a much better sync between the online platform and the app. So we had some glitches in previous years, and now everything is seamlessly integrated, which is much more convenient for the users.
Wow. Yeah.
And most importantly, we created this recommender system this year that provides recommendations for session attendance for attendees based on their profiles. And the app and also the online platform facilitate those recommendations. So it should help people navigate the Congress and also prioritize where they want to go. So I think, yeah, that should make the Congress experience to delegates much more enjoyable.
Yeah, well, I think it's very enjoyable already. You have so many different types of sharing information and sharing the knowledge. For example, the Goldie Oldies, the keynote lectures, which will be featured here at ESCMID Global TV, also a little bit more with their fireplace sessions. Would you like to tell our viewers a little bit more about that,
yes,
Giulia?
Absolutely. This year we have as well 9 amazing keynote lectures, several, performed by renowned experts in the field. So they will present their research and also explore the field in several topics like tuberculosis, dengue prevention, and many others. The nice part is not only the formal presentation of the keynote lectures, but also, as you mentioned, the fireplace session that will be organized just outside the whole one in a very small and, let's say, relaxed atmosphere. People can interact directly with the speakers and make questions and discuss for 1 hour after each session. So, yeah,
we are proven quite popular, right? The fireplace sessions.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're back again. I also heard about the movie session. I believe there was one last year. This year, there's also a movie session on the movie Contagion. I've seen it. Who cares to tell our viewers a little bit more? Why should they join the movie session?
Well, I hope I will. I know the movie, but I would love to enjoy the discussion that will come after that. And,
yeah, because it's a classic pandemic story, right?
Yeah, but most importantly, we have 2 excellent moderators to that session, and both are amazing epidemiologists, and they will reflect on the movie, trying to compare what's happening in the movie and reality, and also reflecting on the pandemic and other experiences, and also there is some humoristic aspects to that as well. So it was very well attended last year and very enjoyable, and I fully recommend that for anyone
bringing the fun back
interested in something different.
So there's also another new format of last year that came back this year is the selective pressure. Who cares to tell our viewers a little bit more about the selective pressure, which is a quiz show, right?
Yeah.
or very tough competition, maybe.
Yeah, we
Not sure
have
how they experience the participants experience it.
we have 10 very competitive
have 10
groups,
Yeah.
teams who registered, and there will be 3 rounds. Each round is slightly different, but everything is around knowledge of infectious diseases.
Yeah.
Some is more like trivia, but some parts of the quiz also require some clinical decision making. So it really pushes the teams to try and excel in answering those questions, and it's also a lot of fun. With some audience engagement, so I think it's a wonderful opportunity for education, but also enjoying something that is a little bit less formal.
Education should be enjoyable, right? Yeah, that's the best way. So there's also this year another popular returning element, the art gallery. So some of the participants or researchers have created a piece of art that is related to infectious diseases or microbiology. We here at ESCMID Global TV will be welcoming some of the prize winners. But where can the participants of this year's ESCMID Global visit the art? Can everyone just see it?
Yes, absolutely. So we received many pieces of art, I would say. So very interesting projects. The theme this year was climate change and infection. So a very important topic that probably all delegates felt very deeply. So as every year, there is the exhibition of a selection. We couldn't present all the pieces, but a selection of them will be presented in the main corridor during the whole Congress. So they are well exposed, and they can be visited at any time.
Yeah.
And the entire art book appears online, so
online,
everything
yeah.
that
So
was
that has all the art
it
pieces.
has all the pieces, and I'm happy to announce that we will also open an art gallery for 2026, and the theme is going to be food safety.
Food safety. Wow.
Which is also
You can already hear the creativity going among the participants.
Yeah.
Well, that will be really interesting to see what comes up next year. So there's also the open forum sessions, which is a slightly newer format also, but I believe also quite popular, because this year we are featuring 9 open forum sessions, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell
They
a
are
little more about that?
relatively new. I mean, they were introduced some years ago, but they were very well attended. They are opportunities for discussions about important but close to science topics, so like gender equity or publication issues in publications. For example, this year we will have a couple of them that will focus on science communication, but also on predatory journals. So any topics that can, touch science in some aspects, and that can, be dealt in an open discussion, because this is what they want to represent, an open discussion together with the participants.
Yeah. Wow, it really sounds like you've done it again this year, both of you. You've put together a full program on science in infectious diseases and clinical microbiology, but also on everything touching science around those two fields of interest. So from pipeline to clinical work to skills labs, there's so much to do here for everyone. Do you have personal highlights or personal favorites in this year's program, Jacob?
It's very difficult to choose.
It's a horrible question.
Everyone can relate to that, but Maybe on one hand, on the more scientific side of things, I can highlight sessions on microbial genomics, which is a topic that is very close to my research interests, and we have several amazing sessions and speakers looking at whole genome sequencing of pathogens, and also a very notable focus on plasmids, which are now re-emerging in the business of AMR. So these are some of my favorites, and I will also be chairing one of two of those to make sure that I
to make sure you stay busy.
that I attend them. And on the fun part, there is the scavenger hunt, which is another new feature this year, which I think is fun. We have QR codes dispersed around the venue, and delegates can scan those QR codes, answer questions on microbiology and infectious diseases, and get some prizes. So it's a potentially very enjoyable.
People like prizes.
Yeah, but also gamification is very nice. We do not have an escape room this year, and this is a sort of an alternative to the escape room. Yeah. So I think it will allow as many people possible to participate, because this is just something that is everyone can do when they have time. So
it's wonderful how the program committee puts together so many types of communicating science, and also in such an entertainment form.
Yeah, so these are my highlights.
Yeah, perfect. And for you, Giulia, do you have some personal?
Yes, my main interest, my passion is antimicrobial resistance. So, and we have a lot of session on this area. I can highlight symposia, but also educational session on antimicrobial resistance, surveillance, and in the common field with genomics, how to integrate genomics into the study of antimicrobial resistance, so for analysis and prediction. So we encourage really to look into the program, because there is really a lot also in this field. And I do hope to be able to go to other more traditional but still special session, like our ERN. So we have the traditional 4 ERN in clinical microbiology, infectious diseases, infection control, and public health. Yeah. And you know, on the other side of selective pressure, that is a lot of fun. There is the clinical grand round, where it's, you know, several tricky clinical cases will be discussed, and it will be very interesting this year as well.
Yeah, so the clinical great rounds, we forgot to mention that. Great that you felt that.
On that note, I would also like to add that the clinical grand round is like the top session when it comes to challenging clinical cases, but it's also worth highlighting that we have hundreds of case abstracts that are featured in the Congress. Many of them as posters, but we also have many dozens which are presented in case sessions. So also if one looks at abstract submissions, this is one of the top categories. So that means that our delegates are very interested also in very practical clinical aspects and not only scientific research. So I think this is a big chunk that people who are engaged in daily clinical medicine would enjoy very much.
Yeah. So it's a very, very broad program, a very broad congress, but people can still manage to zoom into their specific areas of interest. I think you've elucidated that perfectly. I think I'm not going to take any more of your time. Thank you so much, Giulia and Jacob, for coming here at ESCMID Global TV to tell our viewers a little bit more about the humongous and terrific program that you've put together for everyone this year. Congratulations on making this wonderful program, and I think on behalf of every participant here, we would like to thank you and wish you a very, very enjoyable ESCMID Global 2025 yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching us today. We will be back later with some of our keynote lecturers who we will be able to interview a little more in depth here at the TV studio here at ESCMID Global TV. Thank you for watching. See you later.